Hi gardeners, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and discuss why pollinators are so important in the garden. So let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. So as many of you know, I am a permaculturist which does food forestry. So food forestry is a branch of gardening that is very sustainable. The garden is able to sustain itself, but majority of the plants in the garden are either medicinal, edible, whether they be basic vegetables or fruit trees or root crops. There's a wide variety of plants in a food forest, but the whole point is that all of them are useful to us. Well, not to mention that although there is so many species and so many varieties to choose from, there is still a group of plants you need to involve in your garden in order for it to be successful. And I've heard multiple cases of gardeners saying, if it's not gonna be edible or if it's not gonna give me anything, I don't want it. Well, in this case, you very much do. This group of plants is the pollinators. Well, these pollinator attractive plants are required in realistically any garden that is created. Because without pollinators such as bees or butterflies, we wouldn't even have a successful harvest or even a successful garden in general. So that's why I always encourage gardeners to even look for a small group of plants, whether it be flowering herbs like lavender, chamomile, or even Korean mint. These are cool plants that are both edible and pollinating attractive. However, in my personal situation, as many of you know, if you stayed with me for a little while, you know that I used to start gardening in my gardening content as a gardener who only did ornamental plants, from hibiscus, crepe myrtles, a whole bunch of different types of plants, but none of them were really edible. And standing here today, I'm looking around in the garden and I realized that I didn't involve so much ornamentals like I would have liked to. Ornamentals provide the colors that usually fruit trees and medicinal herbs usually never provide. In this case, I actually went through and planted some daisies, gara, begonias, and even some gomphrena in my garden today. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the facts. So why are pollinators so important? Number one is because they attract pollinators. Pollinators are really important in the garden because not only do they allow us to harvest fruits such as tomatoes, cucumbers, anything that realistically needs to be pollinated, pollinators do that job for us. Number two, it brings colors into the garden. Although, yeah, sure, fruit trees bring so much color within themselves with the flowers and the fruits, these ornamentals bring an extra color that usually fruit trees never provide. Number three is a good fact about ornamentals is that a wide range of them are actually very affordable to involve in the garden. Unlike certain fruit trees that can be very expensive to purchase, or even if you could even find them, when it comes to ornamentals, they can be more affordable, especially if you get them at sources such as like Walmart or Lowe's, when they are just a few dollars, or even if you go to local nurseries that might have them for less. So you could get a great quantity for a more affordable price, and so it is way more better to involve ornamentals so you can fill in the garden. Number four is the creativity. When it comes to us gardeners, we have to be creative. If we're not creative, we wouldn't have a successful garden nor a well put together garden. And ornamentals allow us to use our creativity to see where we're gonna place them, how we're gonna organize them. And not to mention, like, lots of these plants are annuals, meaning that they are seasonal. So every season we have different plants. That it lets you be more creative. It lets you constantly be on your feet working in the garden, and your garden never looks the same. Finally, number five is that they are able to go ahead and fit in small areas where you can't fit bushes or not even fruit trees. So it allows you to use as much space in your garden as you can, so it prevents more space for weeds to grow. So that's why I decided to go in this area, because this is an area that loves to grow weeds. So by planting this, it will keep you on a schedule of weeding and making sure, even if you want to put a layer of mulch down, you can do so as well. But this allows you to maximize your gardening space and as well as limit the space of weeds growing. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you found this video educational and informative, please leave a like down this video to support the channel. If you aren't subscribed, make sure you do so. And leave me any comments down below, especially on what's your favorite ornamental plant to grow in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching this video. May God bless you and your entire family, and never forget to grow big, ultimate gardeners. Bye everyone.